Hi everyone, welcome to Analytics Cloud. I am Gaurav, and today we are making a very important video for those people who are working in data engineering line. Either as a lead data engineer, or senior data engineer, or cloud data engineer, right? And now looking to enhance their skills, right? Or if they are looking to switch to some other company by upgrading their skills, right? Today we are hearing a lot of terminologies like AI, LLM, and data scientist was something that we already having. But uh, due to all of these new roles that has come into picture, right? So there are a lot of confusion that is around. Okay, and people are just uh, going through random courses. If basically if you just search in the internet, right, for some AI course or AI certification, you will land up to a lot of courses. Okay, so this video is for you if you are not clear what are the steps that you need to take in order to enhance your skill into AI. Okay, so let's get started, and let's start with the very first slide, which is the problem, right? So everywhere we are looking at, we have a new position which is AI engineer, or we might have a new opening for LLM engineering. Data scientist is something which was already there, right? Then ML engineer was also already an old role that was existing, which is more of a, you know uh, data engineer plus little bit of a DS role. And then we had AI platform engineer and this Gen AI specialist. So these are those new roles that has come into the picture, right? And if you want to go for any of these courses, you if you want to go for some premium institutes, right, which is an online video, not self-paced but online lectures and online live classes would be there. It will at least cost you somewhere around 5 lakhs to 10 lakhs and even more than that, right? So there are multiple programs. I won't say the names, but if you just search for some AI certification, you'll get a lot of courses from IIT, IIMs, and there might be some courses of lesser price as well, like somewhere around 1.5 to 2 lakhs or 2.5 lakhs. So, but those courses, if you will see, right, they will be giving somewhere around 7 months or 11 months of course. But you need to have a better understanding, what are the contents of those courses, right? Will that really help you? Correct. So, so this video is for you. Let's go to the next slide. Right. So I've been hearing a lot of my friends who are into data engineering and simply panicking, right? Because of this AI hype which is everywhere. And then, in LinkedIn also there are a lot of comparison that is happening. A lot of people are transitioning into AI, or there are a lot of posts that is coming that all these technologies, data engineering or some other technologies, if you want upskill, you will be left behind, and there can be some layoffs. So all of these fear of data engineering become an obsolete, right? So because of this, people are started looking into certifications, and they are, you know again, if they are going for any certification course, because of the fees, right, it is too huge, and people are just thinking which course is the best one to go for, right? Because there are so many roles and we don't know which role we should go for, right? Being a data engineer, should I go for a data scientist, should I go for an ML engineer, or should I go for AI engineer, LLM engineer? We are not clear about it because of so many open roles that has happened these days, right? But the major intention is to take a role which will be, keep on up enhancing, and it that will reward us to some kind of a good package, right? So we need to figure it out. How do we study, or how do we figure out these courses which could land us to that particular position, right? So let me just tell you, if you're already a data engineer, you don't need to panic. First of all, right, you are already sitting in a strongest AI foundation, because what does an AI need? If you see, right, it needs to clean the data, it needs to create a scalable pipelines, it needs to have a feature store, deployment system, monitoring and cost control. All of these things have already been happening by data engineers, right? So we don't need to be panic. Similarly, simply we just need to identify what is the roles, right? We need to know if we are talking about a data scientist. So data scientist is a role which will involve heavy statistics and heavy mathematics, right? They will be, if basically if you'll study about different regressions, right? So you might need to study about linear regressions. You need to understand how does it work. You need to understand the formulas of those linear regression models, right? So all of these heavy statistics and mathematics will be included in, if you are willing to become a data scientist, right? Similarly, you will also be responsible to build any model or design any algorithm or in a data scientist role, right? So, and let's say we nowadays already we have so many of those libraries or those models that we can simply import and we can use it, right? And being a data scientist, you might also create a new model which where you will be you know training your model based on the trained data that you'll give, and then you might be testing it for the desired output that you need, right? So all of this creation of model or development of model or doing any hypothesis testing and doing experimentations, and so all of these is a responsibility of a data scientist. Okay. So people who love math, modeling, doing some kind of a research is a good fit for a data scientist role. Okay. Coming to the ML engineer, right? So this again, ML engineer was something which was already existing, right? For the people like mostly the data engineers was transitioning into the ML engineer, because ML engineers are those people who are working along with data scientists, where they will be creating the pipelines, or to productionalize the machine learning models. They will be building some training pipelines. They will be doing some kind of a performance optimization, and you know basically end to end, like deploying the like up to uh, start, basically you'd say that training the pipelines and up to deployment of the machine learning model. So entire life cycle management for a model is done by the ML engineer. It does require some kind of coding skills plus the design skills, right? So if you do not want to go into much of a mathematics role, or and you are already into data engineering and simply want to do a transition without studying too much into the data scientist, so you can easily become an LML engineer. Okay. Now let's talk about LLM or Gen AI engineer. So this is the new role that has come into the, right. So this role involves all these terms that you see, right? It involves prompt engineering and optimization. It involves rack pipeline orchestration, vector databases, AI application integration, APIs, mostly focusing on the application logic layer. So LLM engineer, is or Gen AI engineer is a very high rewarding job nowadays. Okay. So if you are if you want to upskill if you want to upskill yourself, and if you want to from data engineering to any new role, then I would prefer better to not look for some kind of a data science course, but look for some kind of a Gen AI courses. Okay. This is something which is evolving a lot, and uh, data science is again something which is now, I won't say it's becoming an old, but we have a lot of upgrades that has happened to it, right? It's still a base. Still we need to have an understanding of data science, and we need to grow to up to Gen AI. Okay. So basically similarly we do have a AI platform engineer, right? So AI platform engineer is again just like the ML engineer. So it maintains the AI infrastructure. It is responsible for the model deployment, monitoring, logging, store data management, governance. All of these roles belongs to the AI platform engineer. Okay. I hope you would be a little bit at least familiar now with these roles. You can look for these kind of a roles, and you can just figure it out what is the main differences, and you could just have a research on it. But okay, but the major thing that I wanted to have a discussion about today was that we do not need to spend more on certifications. Okay. So basically, if what I've done is, I have tried to uh, tried exploring a lot of courses, and there was many courses that were somewhere around 7 to 8 lakhs, and that I really liked it, but due to some money constraint, right, like investing 7 to 8 lakhs just for a certification doesn't sound good to me, because because as per my perspective, if you are already an experienced folk, right, so it doesn't really matter if you just show works and some kind of a certification program, until unless it is not uh, basically it's what I would suggest is, instead of going through a certification program from any institutes, right, let's say if you're having 10 years of an experience, now you have a certification that is done from IIT, but no, that won't really help you, because if you want to transition your job, an IIT certificate or certification on your resume or on your LinkedIn won't really help much, because you don't show that you have experience into it, you get that desired package that you're looking for, right? Even though you have a certification. Now, compared to the other person who is again also having 10 years of an experience, but he's not having any kind of a certification from IIT or IIM, but still he's showing that for the last 3 years or 2 years he's been working into this AI. Definitely, he will also have the same kind of an opportunity that you will have, right? So that's the reason I'm thinking, what my perspective is, let's not go for it and do not put that much amount of money for any kind of a certification course, but look for it. Maybe just go for some Udemy, go for some Coursera courses, try to create that kind of a study plan, try to curate the courses for yourself and make a plan for another 6 months, 7 months, so that you can transition into this. Okay. So it's like yeah, individual for based on different individuals, right? The plan or the course might change. For someone who is weak in Python can have a Python course in his plan, right? For someone who knows Python or SQL, they don't need to go for a Python or SQL course. Just study on the focus, or just focus on the area where you want to learn or upskill yourself. Do not waste time on the things that you've already learned, right? So what I've done is, based on few of my research that I did, I have list down few of those paths or courses that is still, you know, uh, is not free, but still, I would say the prices are too less. Like basically, it is cheaper compared to this much amount of money that you'll pay for a certification. Okay, so let me just open that. Okay, so if you see this, right, so I have tried to create this 5 courses which will start from machine learning. Okay, so we just don't want to jump into AI. Okay, for any advanced skills, we need to understand the foundation, and that's the reason I've created this particular course, where we'll be starting with the applied machine learning in Python, and uh, this is present in the platform, which is Coursera, and this is the course link. If I just click on this, so let me tell you, I'm not sponsoring or any of the courses or any of the websites. It's just that I've done some research on my own, and I think I just thought I'll just help the other people who also having the same dilemma that I am having, right? So this is one of the course that I looked on, which is the first course that I would suggest everyone to go for, which is applied machine learning with Python. Okay, so here this belongs to Coursera, and here if you see it start with the introduction of machine learning, then it will go for the machine learning algorithms, where it will just talk about classification, decision tree, then pruning, and all the other courses. Before this, if you see this one, introduction to machine learning, right? So it is talking about different assumptions in linear, what type of machine learning it is, what is linear regression, what are the assumptions in linear regression, what is residual plot. So first is understanding the basics of machine learning. What is machine learning, right? And then what are the different types of machine learning? Okay, and then later coming on to applied machine learning with Python, right? And then once you're done with this, then you have the other modules like machine learning algorithms, right? So classification, decision tree, and all of these, and Now if you see rule mining and recommendation systems, and then you have course wrap up and assessment. So once you complete this, right, you have enough knowledge on at least on the machine learning basics or the foundation. Also you'll get a certificate for this particular course, though it might not be helpful that much, but at least for a learning level you will be understanding all of this. Okay, so that is the very first course, which is focusing on the basics of the machine learning, the feature engineering, regression, and all of these stuff. Then second course is something which is little bit advanced to this particular the first course, which is the machine learning specialization. Okay, this course again is into Coursera and from Stanford Online. And if you see this, right, if I go here, so this is again three course series. So the very first course that it will give you will be for the supervised machine learning, regression, and classification. So it'll go little bit more into this and little bit more advanced topics. And this video or these topics is being delivered by Andrew NG. So he's a very good instructor, and definitely you'll learn from basics. You won't be feeling, or there won't be such kind of a feeling where you are not getting anything, but the level of or the detail of the explanation that Andrew has given to these courses like phenomenal. So just go through this. Then you have advanced learning algorithms, unsupervised learning, recommendations, reinforcement learning, and all this. And then you'll go for a then you'll also have a certification on this. Okay. So you see, we have already done basics, and then we have also done the advanced, and then go for Gen AI. Okay, so Gen AI with LLM. So this is a course in the Coursera again. So this is the third course. Now when we are good with the machine learning, we are good with the data science, right? For the data scientist role, we are good now. Now we are moving on to AI roles, correct? For the AI, we have generative AI with large language models, right? And here, if you'll see, we have three different models that is available. So one is week one Gen AI use cases, where it will have some introduction to LLM Gen AI use cases, transformers architecture, and all of the stuff. So it is giving you the labs access as well. And then you have the other week, which is 10 videos and more of a fine tuning, more model evaluation, and then PFT techniques and all this stuff. And then you have the last but not the least, week three, where it is RLHF and then reward model and then fine tuning and all of this stuff. So here you will also understand how do you use those LLM models, right? And then you have a different lab also for it, just for the practicals, right? So now if you see, right, we are already advancing towards Gen AI. We have completed the Gen AI course, and then we will go for the transformers embedding so that we will get in the Hugging Face platform. And this is the link to that particular course. Right here, if you see, we have those LLM course and so many courses available, right? You can just go through this LLM course here and just try to understand. This is again, you'll have to study on your own, and then you have to make your notes, and then you try to understand this. Okay, so, and last but not the least, so once you are done with all of these four courses, then you can also go for a certification, which is Azure certificate, right? Which is from the Microsoft. Like this is basically if you're into Azure. Like since I've been working into Azure, I've just curated this for myself, which is where I'll be going for the Azure AI Engineer Associate. So this certification, basically, after having an understanding of this AI, data science, and all of these, so you can just later on study about for this particular exam, where you have these courses also available: generative AI in Azure, develop AI agents, natural language, computer vision, all of these, right? So that once you get this exam, once you are having this AI certification, then you can simply put this certification into your resume, right? Because this is again from Microsoft, so that will add a value to your resume definitely, because you are certified AI engineer now, right? So I have prepared these courses. If you guys want, I would upload this into, or I would just update this into the description of this video, so that you can just refer to this. And what I've done is based on, you know based on the time frame of these courses, just try to create a month-wise roadmap where I've just divided into 8 months. So this is something which I've curated for myself, and I'm planning that I'll be completing this course in 8 months. Where in the month one, we'll be focusing more on the applied data science and these skills, and this will be the output. So by the end of the 8th month, we'll be doing the final project, right? This is something weekly study plan. This for if let's say if you just study different weeks and if you are learning this, so somewhere around you know 6 months is where deployment and the final AI something is coming. So this is again the final project, and this is regarding the resume checklist and all of these stuff. So like let's say in your resume, once you are done with this, you can add multiple points that is related to this, right? So that will add a value to your resume, right? You don't need to say that you have been working as a data engineer and you have done courses, and then you basically the kind of or the level of practice that you'll do, you can simply have it in your resume that you worked on it, right? And if you see now the cost estimation somewhere around this Coursera cost, like 4 courses that we are buying from the Coursera. So it will somewhere around 10K or 15K, something like that. I've not checked it exactly, but it won't be more than that. And then there will be a certification exam cost that will be as your exam. So it's most probably maximum by 10K, 15K, or max to max 20K. You'll be done with the entire course on your own, right? So this is just a recommendation from my side. You would also be able to find out different courses related to this in Udemy with lesser price. Yeah, but at least the path will remain the same. Where I'd suggest you should go for the data science first, basics, applied, ML basics, Gen AI, RAG, and then deployment. Okay, so I that's all for today, guys. I hope that you like this video or you'll also like this approach. Uh, do let me know if you have any feedback or if you have any comments to these courses or if you have any better plan. So everyone should see and will learn. And please do not forget to subscribe to our channel and like this video. Okay. Thank you.